The Dominion company. What happened with that? Like,
they gave him money, and part of it, they say it wasn't part of it, but we're learning that Tucker getting fired was part of that.
Tucker getting fired was part of the Dominion lawsuit?
It was part of the settlement. Yeah, he's honest. When it's corporate media and you're beholden to advertisers, right?
So that was a Fox News producer who point blank said that Tucker Carlson got fired because of Dominion. That is literally what happened. And I've been saying this. I've said this in my other videos that I believe that that's why he got fired. It made perfect sense. A lot of the reasons why they said that he may or may not have been fired or parted ways or whatever just never made any sense to me. But it's funny because right when we got word of the Dominion settlement, all of a sudden Tucker gets fired. It was pretty easy to figure out. It's like, yeah, he got fired because of Dominion. I don't know what they did, but I knew something happened, and now we finally know what they did. So let's go ahead and get into it. According to a new exclusive article from Variety, it says here that Tucker Carlson was fired from Fox News because Dominion demanded it as part of their settlement. So basically what Dominion said is, we are not going to settle unless you get rid of that guy. That's literally what happened. That was a part of it. So it says here, according to Variety, the mystery surrounding Tucker Carlson's ouster from the airwaves of Fox News is now becoming a lot more clear. On April 26, Carlson spoke by phone with one of Fox Corp's 8 board members who told the host that his recent benching was a condition of Fox News's settlement with Dominion voting systems, according to multiple sources with knowledge of the conversation. And you got multiple newspapers that are reporting on this whole thing. The unnamed board member told Carlson that the condition does not appear in any of the settlements documents and instead was a verbal agreement. This is why you never heard about it in the documents, and this is why for weeks on end, everybody was just speculating whether he got fired because of Dominion or not, because it wasn't even an actual signed document deal. It was literally just a verbal agreement. It was Dominion coming to Fox and saying, hey, let's talk behind the scenes. Listen here, buddy. We're not going to put this in the contract, but I'm telling you right now, you better fire that guy or we're not settling. That's literally what happened. It's crazy. So Dominion is the reason why Tucker Carlson got fired. It says right here, if Fox didn't comply, the settlement was off. Carlson was told. Dominion had plenty of leverage given that the $787 million deal to settle Dominion's defamation suit against the network wouldn't officially close until late May. Right. So Dominion had all the leverage there, and they used it. If Dominion opted to blow up the deal, Fox would return to square one on settlement talks or potentially subject the Murdoch family empire to a jury trial that would undoubtedly expose more embarrassing details about the operation of Fox News and fallout from its 2020 presidential election coverage. Yeah, it's important to remember, guys, Fox News didn't just settle because, they probably thought that they were going to lose the case or their lawyers. There's a lot of complications that go into lawsuits. Another reason why Fox more than likely settled is because they didn't want to continue to go through the lawsuit process and have more hidden information behind the scenes that nobody knows get released to the public about what actually took place in regards to their coverage of the 2020 election. It makes perfect sense. So they ended up taking the deal. Carlson's fate was sealed and he basically got fired. And this is what led to Fox News parting ways with Tucker Carlson. So for me personally, this makes perfect sense, because a lot of the things that people originally said about Tucker Carlson never made sense to me. I was basically looking at it as, so basically they fired him for doing the things that they hired him to do. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. They were bringing up like text messages and like videos of him off camera. And they were trying to say that like, he's racist, he's sexist, he hates women, he's a misogynist, blah, blah, blah. And I just really look at this like, he said some pretty crazy things, in my opinion, and Fox News paid him to do that. Like, they knew what they were doing. Fox News knows what they're doing. They know who their audience is, and they paid Tucker Carlson specifically to speak to that specific type of audience, and it just didn't make any sense. Now, all of a sudden, when he gets fired, now all of a sudden he's a terrible person and he's this, and that. But he wasn't those things when he was working for you. It just didn't, it never clicked to me. It never made sense. So now we know the full story. Tucker Carlson got fired because of Dominion, because of the Dominion lawsuit, which I already knew. I pretty much figured that out. Like, it was pretty easy to figure out, to be honest, because he literally got fired right when the lawsuit ended. So it's just like, come on now. And also, this was their star. Like, why would they fire the guy that is literally their whole show? Like, he was the reason why their ratings were where they were. Like, obviously Fox is still doing okay. Like, they're not doing great, but they're still doing better than CNN, which just sucks. But they've definitely lost a ton of viewership ever since Tucker Carlson was let go. Why would you let go your star after you allowed him to basically say whatever he wanted for years on end on your platform? Why would you do that? It made perfect sense. In my personal opinion, the way that it looks here is Fox didn't even necessarily want to get rid of him. They didn't have a choice. Dominion made it happen. They literally told them, listen here, you want to settle? You don't want more stuff to come out in secret about some of the things you guys did in the 2020 election? You better fire that guy, which actually makes a lot more sense to me. It never made sense to me why Fox News would fire Tucker Carlson. Never made sense to me. But seeing the fact they were pretty much forced to do so, that makes a whole lot of sense. So anyway, that's your news update. Those are my thoughts regarding the entire thing. And thanks so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.